Hey, CrossFit Spokane Valley family. I wanted to get on here, make a little video on what some things happening in June is going to look like leading into the summer season. So, starting off with this week, as you can tell already, we are doing our testing out from our last 10-week cycle. So on Tuesday, we'll be maxing out our back squat, and then on Friday, we'll be maxing out our bench press. When we say max out, our goal is to get a little heavier than we did at the beginning of this cycle. This is not something where we need to go crazy, lose a bunch of technique, get injured doing. We don't do our max outs too often, but I want to make sure as we're doing this, feel something heavy for the day. Get up to something a little heavier than you started with. Even if you hit the exact same numbers you did 10 weeks ago, but it looks and feels better, that is a win right there. So don't always think you have to have more weight on the bar, but that is a benefit if we can get a little bit more weight. 5 to 10 pound PR in 10 weeks, that's amazing. You don't need to go for a big 20 pound PR or anything crazy. Be smart when we do these max out days. Get behind your buddies, cheer them on. This is kind of a fun time to see what we got after the past 10 weeks of our 20 rep back squat and our 2 burnouts at bench press. So testing those out this week. Next week is the Community Cup. So if you did the CrossFit Open, you signed up online, you are in the Community Cup. There are different levels of the Community Cup. So next week, we'll have 3 workouts posted. They will be class workouts. So when you come into class, you can do them during class. But 3 different workouts that CrossFit headquarters has posted. There's a rookie option, a novice option, intermediate, advanced, and a pro option. So there's actually 5 different ways you can scale up or scale down. If you did the Open online, then they gave you a ranking, and that's the one you're going to do all the way through. If you didn't do it online, it's kind of one of those things you can pick and choose. But next week, we want to kind of treat it like a little mini competition. Push yourself on these workouts. Kind of went through them. I'll post them sometime today or tomorrow into next week. But there's some good workouts, and I think it's going to be fun kind of almost redoing the Open next week throughout the week there. So Community Cup will start next week. If you have questions on that or how to sign up, if you did the Open, how to sign up for the Community Cup, let me know. I got myself all signed up today. So, and then the following week, June 16th, is when we start our new lifting cycle, Thunderstruck cycle. That is going to last throughout the whole entire summer. So this is something that staying consistent throughout the summer in this cycle. It's going to be a fun one. A lot of different things we haven't done before. Working on still some powerlifting movements. So we'll give you some options, but you're going to do the main movement is front squats. If you'd rather stick with the back squats, we'll give you that option. And then the other one is a deadlift. So making those deadlifts a little bit cleaner, making sure that as you do deadlifts, we're not the person that does deadlifts and then our back sore for a couple days. You should not feel that in your back when you're doing a good deadlift. Us as coaches will make sure to stay on you guys with good form, good technique, but getting some more pure strength in with our front squat and our deadlift. Again, if you want to do back squat instead of front squats, that's fine. We're going to keep practicing our Olympic lift technique. So really focusing on different positions there. If the mobility is not there, as always, we can scale to something different, get you a good workout in that day. We're going to be doing some monostructural and barbell conditioning. So this will be kind of a fun little piece that you'll be doing some EMOMs where you're going to be rowing 200 meters and then you hop off and you do 5 heavy cleans. And we repeat that for a few rounds. So that's something where we're adding in our lifting and our conditioning piece together as the strength work and getting a little 2 pieces done at the same time. And then we will be throwing in, I know everybody loves bench, we will be throwing in some kind of pressing here and there, but you will be seeing a consistent dumbbell pressing cycle. So this is going to be something to build the shoulders up, build the chest, a little mini pump even kind of feel, but a lot of stability work and a lot of position work on those dumbbells there. So that's kind of what the next cycle looks like going into. Us as coaches, we're going to be throwing in a lot more, I call it trunk, but trunk, core, glute work. This is something that's going to help prevent low back pain. It's going to make you just more stable as life goes on, as you're doing things outside the gym, less likely to get injured. So you're going to be seeing a lot of glute work, a lot of core work going forward. And then our gymnastics cycle is going to start, I think, in 2 weeks, but we're going to be doing a little bit more of grip and hanging, whether that's hanging from the bar, hanging from the rings, inverting yourself upside down on the rings, handstand holds, things like that to build stability and strength into the shoulders there. So that is kind of our programming going forward. If you have questions, always reach out to me, reach out to one of the coaches, let us know. In June, we are doing our June monthly challenge is a daily pump. So 5 days a week, it'll be an old school kind of bodybuilding. I know we've thrown this in a little bit here and there, but there'll be something programmed every single day. So Monday is going to be chest and bicep. Tuesday is back and tricep, legs on Wednesday, glutes and shoulders Thursday, and then arms and core on Friday. So the goal of this challenge is not for you to do every single one every single day. It's to get 3 of those in per week. Mix and match them how you please. Don't always have to do the same one each week, but knock out 3 of those per week. This is help building strength and stability again in those little muscles. In CrossFit, we do big compound movements. A lot of times those little tiny muscles aren't getting worked the way they should, or we have some imbalances. So this is going to be a great way to kind of help correct some of those imbalances. If you have one arm that's stronger than the other, it's a great time to start building that back up on those little mini pumps. Will be programmed Monday through Friday. So 5 days, you'll have the option of doing those. So I just want to get on here, kind of go over programming workouts going forward. I know summer's coming up. Life gets busy, but building that consistency. The people we see hitting our bulk club every single month, the consistent people are the ones usually hitting their goals, reaching new mile markers, staying out of injury. We want to make sure that the consistency is more important than the intensity. So if you can get into the gym at least 3 times a week, you're going to be winning. If you can get 4 or 5, maybe even 6 times a week, great. You're going to just see more benefits right there. Don't overdo it, okay? You don't need to be in there 6, 7 times a week, every single week. This is something where build that consistency up, so that way when you go outside the gym, that's why we're going to the gym. So when we get outside the gym, we're more productive, have more energy, feel better. We can do things all the way up until our 70s, 80s, 90s. Even when we turn 100, we'll still be able to run and jog. All right? Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you in the gym.